Coming up on this week's edition of the Met Report, we take a look back at a group of seniors and their time here at the Met Report.
Also, getting from Lakewood to Metro has become easier for students with the new light rail opening up.
And we take a look into what a degree from Metro can mean for you. This and more coming up on the Met Report. Welcome to this week's edition of the Met Report. I'm Benjamin Smith.
And I'm Paula Ruelas. A study by the Colorado Department of Higher Education recently reported that Metro State graduates earn more in their first year than grads of CU Boulder and CSU. The Met Report set out to see how valuable an education here at Metro really is.
According to msudenver.edu, 20% of in-state students choose to attend MSU Denver to earn their bachelor's degree. Probably because the average tuition for a 16-credit semester costs only $2,600, a cost much smaller than similar in-state universities. But how valuable is a Metro education?
We're recognized for taking the people of our community, bringing them into our institution, transforming them, and putting them back into the community as meaningful contributors. In the same way the City University of New York is recognized for what they did to New York City, we will have achieved that.
In fact, 75% of Metro grads stay in Colorado, contributing back to the economy. To get a student's perspective, I asked Ian Brown why he chose to go to MSU Denver.
I'm a very physical person. I wanted to find a place where I was going to get my education in engineering, but also actual experience doing engineering type labs.
Metro also boasts small classes and a dedicated faculty.
Put 100% into what they are teaching you because you're going to come out a much more well-rounded student.
Professor David Cottonstedt told me a little bit about the programs that he has been part of in his 22-year career here at Metro State.
We have teachers, faculty, programs that excel and even are superior in some respects.
Finally, I asked Professor Cottonstedt what he would tell a student trying to decide between MSU Denver or another Colorado university.
Buy the program that's going to give you the best education. And Metropolitan State University of Denver is one of the best universities for that to happen with our programs and our support. So it may not have that big buffalo hanging up at the top, but our little Roadrunner is pretty damn scrappy, and I would say choose MSU Denver.
As a side note, Metro graduates with a bachelor's degree earn on average $1,000 more than CSU and CU students in their first year out of college.
The Region 8 Equity Assistance Center at MSU Denver will host the Increasing Opportunities for Native American Students Conference tomorrow, May 4th through Sunday, May 5th. This two-day event is free and will focus on obligations all educators have to American Indian students, as well as assisting students to become advocates for their own education. Some of the invited speakers include Joyce Silverthorne, Director of the Office of Indian Education, and Walt Poirier, Executive Director of the Stronghold Society. For more information, please call 303-556-6065 or send an email to eac@msudenver.edu.
Metro's Office of Student Media held a housing and resource fair this past Wednesday, May 1st in the Tivoli. There were over 20 different vendors on hand to guide students in the right direction about the renting and housing process. Students who are in transition of buying a home or leasing an apartment were encouraged to stop by. Students also had the opportunity to win up to $600 in prizes and to enjoy free food. The fair was certainly a success, and volunteers even got into the housing spirit by donning some cool hats.
For all you art lovers out there, the Metrosphere is holding its annual release party on May 9th in the Tivoli in rooms 442 and 444. It is the 31st edition of the Literary and Arts magazine that features an array of inspired publications, original photographs, and creative works that are submitted by Metro State students. A few of those who had their works published will be at the party to describe their art or to read a few passages from their work. Make sure you get there early, as space is limited.
Metro's last production, The Heidi Chronicles, has some advice on how the theater program can help students become comfortable with multitasking, as well as provide tips on how students can adjust to life's challenges. Jesse Salazar brings us more on this story.
Metro's theater is not just for theater majors.
You can do theater at Metro
in your entire life
anything else that you do. Theater has skills.
Talking about organizational skills, you're talking about learning how to, not only just with public speaking, which seems obvious, but learning how to use those public speakings in very, very stressful situations.
But it wasn't as hard to manage my time as I thought it would be.
I'm Jessie Salazar for the Met Report.
Do you think you're musically talented? Are you the next big pop star? See how you stack up against some of Auraria's finest.
Last week on campus, Auraria held its annual Auraria's Got Talent Showcase in the Tivoli Turn Hall. The event was put together by Rakib Hakim and hosted by Hallett the Moon's dueling piano players John Sherman and John Tuck, who kept the crowd entertained in between acts. They performed everything from the Beatles to Kesha to help set the tone for this multi-talented event.
So thank you guys for having us. We're going to be playing songs off the top of our head, but if anybody wants to hear anything, feel free to scream it out. It's kind of how we do it. Unless it's Freebird. That's right, no Freebird.
While most students are off somewhere preparing for finals, 9 extremely brave acts came out to test their creative skills against each other, with acts ranging from singers to guitarists to rappers and even a pianist.
We have, interesting enough, that people will apply to be judges. They ask, they email me like, hey, can I be a judge for this event? We try to get a judge from each school, Metro, CCD, and UCD. And it doesn't matter who it is, as long as they're willing to come and be open-minded, we accept them. And third place is something as a wild card. We kind of decide that after the event. Second place is usually $200. First place is $500, which is a pretty big prize, we think.
This year's winner was a duo that did an excellent rendition of Lauryn Hill. Alec Brown for the Met Report.
If you want to participate next year, start practicing now because you only have 354 days left.
Calling all reporters, videographers, anchors, and technical experts. The Met Report will be holding their auditions May 31st in the Auraria Media Center in Studio A. This is a great opportunity for you Metro State students to gain experience in the TV news industry. You can apply online at metrostatemedia.com or come on by our office in Tivoli Room 313 to apply in person. The auditions will take place from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and please dress in your best professional outfit to really impress those managers.
Oh, the Met Report sounds like a pretty interesting program here at Metro.
Yeah, it sounds like it's really great. I think we should join.
And one thing to keep in mind is people who join clubs and organizations here at Metro, students typically get better grades in class.
That's very true.
Coming up after the break, Peter Aragon joins us for Met Report Sports for his top 5 moments from the past 4 years covering Metro sports.
And one of our reporters shows us a place to see some unique cars around Denver. We are coming right back. The main source of transportation for many people traveling in and out of the metro area is the light rail. Last week, a new addition was added to the schedule. Here is Brittany Carter to tell us more.
3, 2, 1.
As you can see, it is a very beautiful Colorado day out here. Perfect weather for the RTD West Line rail opening.
This is a really good plus for Denver.
Holden's shared vision of a community committed to public transit, cycling, and walking opportunities.
But I like it because I think it's a wave of the way things should go because cars are dirty.
I think it's great. I think people that don't have the ability to get out, maybe that don't have their own vehicle or something, will have a chance to travel all over the city and maybe go places and see things that they hadn't seen before. So I think it's wonderful.
This to come to Lakewood is awesome. It's just a major improvement over everything that we've had. So yeah, we're all excited about it.
We're on track to open up the line to the airport, the line to Golden, in less than 36 months. We're moving and we are building a system that will be here for the next 100 years for our children, our children's children. This is an exciting time.
This edition not only reaches students, but other communities too. Whether you are from Golden, Lakewood, or Denver, the West Rail Line could be something useful for you. For the Met Report, Brittany Carter.
For more information about the West Line, visit www.rtd-fasttracks.com/WC_1.
If you are looking for some quality food on campus with some friendly service, then why not stop by Biker Jim's hot dog stand next to the Tivoli. Biker Jim's fire-grilled hot dogs are full of savory meat and delicious toppings that will satisfy any hunger. Cooked by two guys that will get you laughing no matter how bad your day is going. There are many options to choose from, and these two dare you to pick a favorite out of all of them.
My favorite dog is probably the elk jalapeno cheddar. I also like the Southwest buffalo.
Yeah, my favorite dog is definitely the habanero beer brat. Brian's the man. He just gave me a charity soda because I tip him all the time. It's a friendly environment.
What's up, brother? How you doing? Good, my man. Thank you for asking.
He's just super chill and real nice, always spreading good vibes across the campus, and good place to be, you know?
If you got a second between classes, make sure you stop on by sometime for some good food and some great laughs.
The semester is quickly coming to a close, and you may be thinking of ideas of what to do over the summer. Andrew Bauer has one idea that is sure to fuel you with a little octane over break.
A lot of people find cars boring, unexciting, a necessary evil, nothing to get worked up over. But not everybody. No, in fact, there are hundreds of people who spend hour after hour obsessing over their beloved cars, which has spawned in its own unique culture.
Well, we're here at one of the Nationwide Productions car meets, which is a huge gathering of people and obviously a huge gathering of cars.
And you better believe that while you're out here, cars are the only subject on everybody's minds.
Women come out here every week. It's mostly just for the love of cars and just coming to the car shows, man.
Because we love cars, we love building cars, racing.
You'll find nearly everything you can think of here. Hunker down supercars, drag strip hot rods, cars you could host a party from, giant lifted trucks, all are loved dearly by their owners, especially those that take the time to modify their ride to give a little personal pizzazz or lay some serious rubber on the road.
About time, took me about 3 months. I had all the money for it. It was done all at the same time, didn't wait for anything.
So what are you waiting for? Drop on by sometime and check out the cream of Colorado's automotive crop. For the Met Report, I'm Andrew Bauer, and I'll see you there.
If you'd like more information about when and where Nationwide Productions will meet, check out their Facebook page.
The Bonfils Blood Center has been saving the lives of many since 1943. Reporter Cynthia Maldonado has more.
Did you know that every 2 seconds, someone in the United States requires a transfusion of blood? Victoria Ikonen was one of the many in need of a blood donation. Established since 1943, the Bonfils Blood Center has become an important part of the healthcare system in Colorado. Their main goals are offering resources for learning, transfusion of medicine expertise, and being responsive to needs. Victoria came to MSU Denver to share her testimony.
On November 4th, 2002, when I was only 5 months old, I had open heart surgery. When I was born, the doctors noticed a slight heart murmur, quickly gaining color in my skin, and for the first time, eating and crying as though I was making up for lost time.
And this is what her mother had to say.
I am so thankful to all those donors and doctors out there that have come forward and saved Victoria's life. Without the blood supply that was available at the time, we would not have had a smart, beautiful young lady to be with us today.
Through the help of doctors and donors like you, I was given a second chance at life. I know I'm not old enough to donate blood, but I'm not too young to let everyone know how important donations like yours can save lives like yours and mine.
For the Met Report, Cynthia Maldonado.
For more information on blood transfusions and how to donate, visit www.bonfees.org.
A woman in the Dominican Republic is being searched for by authorities after she allegedly bleached her one-month-old baby's hair. After bleaching her child's hair, the woman left the child at a nursery home where the baby had to later be transferred to a local hospital for high fever and diarrhea. The health of the infant is said to be very delicate, and authorities are currently conducting the search for the mother.
Boy, that blood transfusion story with little Victoria, that was a very heartwarming story. It really makes me want to, think about donating blood.
I agree. I mean, donating blood is one of the greatest things that we can do to really help out, and I think it's so important to do that.
Yeah, it's really, really important. I mean, you never know what kind of blood type you may have, and you never know if it's really in need at the moment in time.
Yeah, I agree. And now we go to Dave Reiser, who's here to give us a look at the upcoming forecast.
Thanks, Paula and Ben. So we had some typical Colorado weather this month where we had snow, of course, on May 1st. Well, it doesn't look like there's going to be too much of it. Looking forward, we're actually getting 60s and 70s in some parts of the states. The parts that matter, which is where we are, that's going to be in the 50s right now for Saturday. Going on to Sunday, it's much of the same, even a little bit warmer. 60s, 61, lows in the, it's finally typical May weather. So actually, you can stop thinking about snow for now, but then again, there's still more May to go, and there still may be more snow. But going ahead for the rest of the week, what we've got is very nice weather. 60s all the way across the board. There's things falling from the sky, but this time it's not going to be snow, so you can not worry too much about that. So just get your raincoat out, enjoy the little bit warmer weather, and we'll hope that this is the last snow that we'll have seen. We'll be right back.
Now and then I get insecure from all the pain. I'm so ashamed. I am beautiful, no matter what they say. Words can't bring me down.
Where I bring Hollywood a mile high.
Aligning the Hollywood stars over Denver.
I'm here to bring you the latest juicy gossip from the mile high to the streets of Hollywood.
Give your most handsome look to that camera.
Where I'll be bringing you the latest gossip from Tinseltown all the way up to a mile high.
I didn't get any injuries. I was okay. I was a little dancing, these,
Check us out every Friday live at 12:30 p.m. on The Met Report.
Now joining us in the studio is LeeAnna Duarte with all the Hollywood news. LeeAnna?
Hey Metro, welcome to this week's edition of EntertainMET. I'm LeeAnna Duarte, and I'm here to bring you the latest juicy gossip from the mile high to the streets of Hollywood for one last time. While I have some shocking news, I have come to the conclusion that I'm addicted to trashy reality TV. With that being said, who doesn't love some good old white trailer park trash drama? Welcome to Myrtle Manor is a reality show on TLC about a bunch of Southerners living in a trailer park. And boy, do they love to party. Now, I wouldn't say the show is famous for their high ratings, but more like for the amount of cast members getting arrested in 1 week. The first shining starlet is the Georgia peach herself, Amanda Lee Adams, who was arrested for a DUI earlier this week after she was so wasted-faced that she drove her Jeep into an electric pole. The second trailer park star to get arrested this week was Taylor Jonathan Burt, which as trashy as he is, I'm surprised he didn't get popped sooner. Taylor was arrested after a teenage girl, aka under the age of 16 years of age, told the Myrtle Manor PD that she and Mr. Burt engaged in sexual relations. Wow, Taylor, as if living across the street from your mom in a trailer park and peeing on Jessica's bed wasn't nasty enough. And finally, the last cast member to get arrested was Lindsay Britt Kohlberg for suspicion of a DUI. Not only did Lindsay stank, but there was an open bottle of rum in the passenger seat. Well, at least we know why all the rum is gone. You keep doing what you're doing, Myrtle Manor stars, it makes for great reality TV. Lil Wayne gave his fans quite the scare this past March when he was in the ICU for 6 days from a series of mass seizures. During this time, TMZ was bashed for reporting false information like saying Weezy was being given his last rites and was on his deathbed. After all the chaos, Tucci came out to his fans explaining his situation and told everyone that he's an epileptic and has been suffering from seizures since he was a kid. While I'm sure all the drinking and drug use doesn't exactly make the situation any better. This past Tuesday, Lil Wayne was hospitalized again for a seizure, but was treated and released early Wednesday morning. With his upcoming tour and his new album that was just released, I hope Weezy F Baby can pull through for his fans and stay out of the hospital. This past Wednesday, the hip-hop world lost an extremely talented member of the rap group Criss Cross. Chris Kelly was found unconscious at his Georgia home on Wednesday when he was pronounced dead around 5:30 p.m. at the Atlanta Medical Center. Kelly was only 34 years old and was famous for the group's mega hit Jump. Some tabloids are reporting that Chris Kelly was using a combination of cocaine and heroin the night before he died. According to reports, paramedics responded to Kelly's Atlanta home around 3 p.m. Wednesday after his mother called 911 for medical assistance. When they arrived, they found Chris lying on the living room floor, unresponsive with no life signs. The attempt to revive Chris Kelly was unsuccessful. The Met Report sends our condolences to Chris Kelly's family and his loyal fans. Now, for the moment I knew would come someday, where one amazing chapter in my life closes so another one can open. I'm finally graduating from Metro and I'm ready to hit the real world. With that being said, this is the last time I will ever anchor Entertainment. It has been an absolute honor to learn, grow, and gain the experience I have within this program. Let's take a look at some of the most memorable moments I've had doing Entertainment.
Hey, I heard you were a wild one. Ooh.
They're smart here in Denver.
Oh, yeah.
Great energy, you know. Give your most handsome look to that camera.
Let me just go on the record as saying I don't find anything remotely funny about being killed and eaten by zombies.
I didn't get any injuries. You're okay. I was okay. I was a little dancing.
I gotta be the man, I'm the head of my band. Mic check 1, 2. Shut them down in the club where the Playboy does till they all get loose out the bottle. We all get fit in again tomorrow. Gotta break rules cause that's the motto. Club shut down 100 supermodels.
Hey, I heard you were a wild one. Ooh.
Wow, LeeAnna, looks like you've had some amazing experiences here, and you've also met quite a bit of famous people.
Yeah, the Met Report has been a great opportunity for me last 3 years, so I'm excited to move on.
Oh, good for you. After the break, Peter Aragon joins us to show you some great moments in Metro sports.
And we aren't done. After that, we still have some bloopers to show you and some goodbyes to say.
From the Colorado School of Mines in Golden.
To Black Hills State University in South Dakota.
To Colorado State University in Pueblo.
For more than 100 years.
The Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference
has stood for excellence in the classroom and on the playing field.
With 14 great colleges and universities.
Student athletes in the RMAC achieve on a national stage.
While earning their college degrees.
The Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference continuing the tradition of excellence.
Welcome back to the show. Joining us for a special edition of Met Report Sports and his last time on desk is Peter Aragon.
Thanks, Ben. Well, before I take a look back at the past 4 years, I want to give a shout out to our baseball and softball teams who won their series this past weekend. Baseball swept Adams State to keep control of that 6th spot in the RMAC tournament, and softball won 3 out of 4 from Black Hills State. Now on to why I'm here. This is my last show at the Met Report. I wanted to take a look back at the past 4 years of covering Metro sports. Now, there have been many great moments in every sport, but I narrowed it down to my top 3 moments. Number 3 belongs to our men's basketball team, who in 2012 made it to the Central Region Tournament and had the easy task of taking on the #1 team in the nation, Carl School of Mines. The same team they lost 2 games to earlier in the season, and pretty handily if I do say so myself. The atmosphere was electric in the building, probably the best D2 college basketball atmosphere I have ever been in. Metro fans came out, but this was going to be a mostly Mines crowd with people even standing for most of the game. Metro came out in the first 5 minutes, shocked the fans, and punched Mines in the face, going on a 13-0 run. Metro's guards were playing out of their minds, contributing 60 of Metro points. But Mines wasn't the #1 team in the nation for nothing. They would cut into the lead, getting this hard slam from Trevor Wages, and then Brian Mueller cuts it to within 7, getting into the lane easy and scoring over Paul Brotherson. Senior forward Reggie Evans wasn't going to give up this game that easy. He'll tip it in and gives a little showmanship to the fans with a salute. The final nail in the coffin comes from Brandon Jefferson with the shot clock winding down, beats the defender and knocks it in, and Metro defeats the #1 team in the nation 73-64. And this has to be the first time covering Metro basketball that I was able to see Coach Clark smile, and we'll see more of that later on in his career, I'm sure. The #2 top moment for Met Report Sport goes to our women's basketball team under then first-year head coach Tanya Javi in the 2010-2011 season. And they had one of the greatest seasons in women's basketball history. The team started the season 15-0 before losing to Fort Lewis. They won the RMAC regular season title, sporting a 21-1 record. This team had a great chemistry that led them all the way to the Central Region Tournament Championship in Durango to take on Adams State. Kevin Hall and myself decided that day of the game at 12:30 p.m. to head to the game that started at 7 p.m. 6-hour drive. Somehow we made it just in time, but we definitely got a scare with the team going down 20-4 to start the game. Metro, though, withstood the tide, clamped down on defense, and got their offense going. 3-ball specialist Alyssa Benson hits from the arc, and then Candace Cohen posts up, turns around, finds the glass 4-2. And then Bratton finds Jasmine Cervantes in the second half, top of the key. She fakes, pulls back for the jumper, and hits. And Metro able to hold on down the stretch for the first Central Region Championship in women's basketball history, winning 49-36. And finally, the top moment for me in the 4 years working for the Met Report happened this year, and the magical run by our men's basketball team on their way to Hotlanta. During the regular season, the Runners held the #1 spot for 5 weeks straight, a men's basketball record, and posted a 26-1 regular season record. They won their first 2 games of the RMAC tournament and took on the only team to give them a loss on their season in Fort Lewis. And just to save some time, let's jump to the last-second shot that my fearless leader, Eric Lansing, trusted me to shoot. After Marcus Ayala made a circus shot, Metro had time for one last shot. Brandon Jefferson, a man with ice in his vein, dribbles up the court, heads toward the Metro bench, goes behind the back, crossover, fades away, hits it, and sends Fort Lewis home and gives Metro the RMAC title. But the run didn't end there for this team. They hosted the South Central Region Tournament, took out Tarleton State and Midwestern State, and took on the #23 team in the nation, St. Mary's, and won their second straight regional championship. And we headed to beautiful Louisville, Kentucky for the Elite 8 and Final Four. And in the Elite 8, Metro Shocker defeated Franklin and Pierce 78-65, and again had an easy challenge of taking on the #1 team in the nation, but was able to hold the high-scoring Hilltoppers to below their average score of 103 to advance to the national championship. And in Hotlanta, unfortunately, this game didn't end the way we wanted. Metro would lose by just 1 point, 74-73, but how many teams can say they won a regular season title, tournament title, and a regional title, and made it to the national championship in the same year? And because of them, I got to travel with some of my closest friends and go to one of the greatest sporting events in America. And for that, I thank them and thank Metro Athletics for the past 4 years.
Peter, you've had so many amazing experiences with sports here at Metro. How fitting was it to be able to go see the national championship in your senior year?
It was great, and in my mind, our men's team did win the national championship. They were the best. Maybe some whistles should have been called, but either way, it was a great run, and it's been a great past 4 years, so can't complain.
Well, we aren't done just yet. We say goodbye to 7 seniors and show you that this show is not, as always, as easy as we make it look.
All night long and do it all again so I can find my way back home.
The sun seems to shine a little less since you've been gone.
You were the one I wanted.
Don't stray, don't ever go away.
I'll just smile and everyone will wanna go with it. Oh.
3, 2. Metro students will have the unique opportunity to hear a sitting Supreme Court justice. The teleprompter is going backwards, so we're going to have to redo that one.
So if you're going into the mountains this weekend on Saturday, snowboarding, things like that, make sure that you take precautions and look out for the weather. It's happening. Great.
Thanks, guys. Here's what we can expect this weekend. Beginning tomorrow, Denver will hold temperatures in the 50s and low 30s. Where's the thing?
Mostly around an inch or so in most metro areas, and that's all. This is way harder than it looks.
Upcoming forecast is Pedro Dragon. And Peter, it seems like the cold might not be going away from Colorado. Might be going away from Colorado.
Well, it's looking dark.
And to the west, Grand Junction. Don't change it, please.
Low of 9. Moving on over to the eastern side of the state. As usual, moving on to Sunday, actually, we've got a high of 20.
Looks like everyone survived the break and is busy with their classes, but how many students get to go on campus? How many students get to on campus when RTD has changed? Karen Vega has more.
Oh, we're here. Thanks for telling me. I have no idea when it ends.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I've noticed that ever since Jeffrey went to see the show, he's a different person.
Well, I mean, there is a time in every young boy's life where they grow up and become a man, and sometimes something like this does that for him. So,
could we?
Congratulations to him for that. And when we come back, Kevin Hall updates you.
With the kicking off the RMAC play against Colorado Christian.
We look forward to all of those. We wish that our teleprompter was as good as our men's basketball team.
Go
That's.
Yes.
Are you good? Are you good?
Okay, now you're good.
Right. So this is the senior show, so we're going to celebrate some seniors. We are not seniors. I'm Kevin Hall. This is Karen Vega. Still have one more year to go. And as you just saw there, things always don't go as smoothly as we expect them to.
That's right, but somehow we always manage to put a production together. And while the end of the semester is a happy time for everyone, here at the Met Report, it's a bittersweet time because we say goodbye to 7 of our colleagues and friends.
These seniors may be leaving, but they're never leaving the Met Report because they're going to be with us in spirit. So we're going to take one last look at their past years here.
If you're lost and alone, or you're sinking like a stone, carry on. May your past be the sound of your feet upon the ground. Carry on. Carry on, carry on.
Regardless if you care or not, you probably have an opinion on the issue. Felt about all of the new rappers.
Well, it's exciting just watching the poets.
Because of the contract extensions of both Tulo and Cargo, returning players such as Helton and Fowler, and new talent like Ty Wigginton joining the team.
This comes on the heels of a $110 billion bailout Greece received a year ago. With the previous plan unsuccessful, economists fear for this plan as well, projecting the bank plan is not substantial.
Event or how to join, send an email to arariayoyoclub@live.com.
So come on, Metro, take a quick break from classes and homework, walk across the street, bring your ID, and take advantage of some of the best theater that Denver has to offer.
Let's talk though. Last Friday's devastating 3-0 loss to CSU Pueblo. The runners look to bounce back with a win against number 3 ranked team in the nation, Regis University.
Stops brought him right here back to Colorado's Buckley Air Force Base. He proposed a plan for clean energy using the Rocky Mountains as his backdrop for his speech.
The light, we gotta fix this.
I'm done with this shit.
As 2013 approaches, there are many concerns regarding the fiscal cliff that is looming.
Operation Fast and Furious has been ongoing for 2 years. It is an operation that knowingly sold over 2,000 assault-style weapons to individuals directly linked to Mexican drug smugglers.
Hey Metro, welcome to this week's edition of EntertainMET. I'm LeeAnna Duarte and I'm here to bring you the latest juicy gossip from the Mile High to the streets of Hollywood.
President Obama made Denver his second stop for what he called his 48-hour marathon extravaganza fly-around.
I'm going to start with the men's basketball team who just can't stop winning and won't stop winning.
You may know me as an expert on history, but I'm also an expert on women and relationships. And of all the women I know, we've all got a history.
May your past be the sound of your feet upon the ground and carry on.
So with this being our last show, we decided to ask the underclassmen how they would categorize these soon-to-be graduates. First up was LeeAnna Duarte, who was voted most likely to cuss on air.
Paula Ruelas was voted as the most likely to put the beat down on the rest of us while we were slacking.
Professor Harold Reisner has been known to play a joke every now and then, so it came to no surprise when he was named most likely to play a teleprompter prank.
And Mr. Peter Aragon is the one graduating senior who would most likely be hit on the Anderson Cooper.
Benjamin Smith was voted most likely to follow in the footsteps of Ron Burgundy and become the next anchor man.
And lastly, Margon Mazzani is the most likely to get hit with a sexual harassment lawsuit.
Now there is one senior out there, Jack Bingham, is not able to be with us today, but we just want to say thank you for everything you've done. So now we're going to get to know these seniors a little bit more. We're going to start with our general manager, Peter Aragon. And Peter, you've been with us for 4 years, starting as a lowly reporter and worked your way up to general manager. Just reflect on these past 4 years and what you've learned.
During these past 4 years, it's been, when I first came here, I was really shocked and didn't know what to do. There's people that helped me out a lot. Ramsey Scott was one of them. He was news director at the time, and he really helped me out. Anthony Costura, he is someone, a close friend of mine, great guy, someone I look up to and someone I still talk to, and definitely thank him. But the one person who I think has helped me out the most is Eric Lansing. This guy meant the world to me. Give him a lot, talk bad about him, you know, put him down, but he takes it and puts me down too. So it's fun to hang out with him, hang out with you, Kevin. So, and I hang out with all these people, a bunch of my friends here, and people I'm going to stay in contact with and hopefully get a good job with down the road.
So, Miss LeeAnna, you've been with us for 3 years now and have done so much during that time. Upon graduation, what does your future look like?
Well, I have one more summer class to take and then I'm out of here, and I'm hoping that I will find a job. At this point, I'll take anything, so.
Coffee.
Yeah.
Coffee.
So, yep, exactly.
Well, I'm sure you're going to have great luck, so.
Thank you.
Ms. Paula Ruelas, I've worked with you with the Met Report and the Metro State Broadcast Network, so I know you have a lot of memories and a lot of experience. I know it's hard, but can you pick just one or maybe something that you'll always remember?
Oh gosh, yeah, that's like an impossible question, because how am I supposed to narrow down the memories? Because there's just so many great ones. But I guess probably some of the greatest memories I have were actually when we weren't working and actually just kind of hanging out, getting to know one another, some friendly banter in the office, joking around. One of the funnest nights I had with everybody was homecoming week, when we all went out and beat up a car and hung out by the bonfire, ate some cupcakes. I think it was just such a cool bonding experience, and I'm gonna miss everybody. So thanks for the memories.
Mr. Ben, you're always the last one to leave because you're always so busy helping everyone. Tell us, what is your most memorable experience here?
Well, it's hard to pick it and narrow it down to one because there's so many of them, but probably the most exciting and the most memorable moment I've had was when I was directing and the teleprompter went down, and Dave Reiser had to, mid-sentence pick up his script and, just carry on, and I was never going to forget that part for sure.
Now shifting to Dave Reiser, we know that you're making an impression on everybody here. I'll leave it at that. Memorable person. What are you going to miss the most once you leave the Met Report?
Well, I don't know if leaving that big of an impression, when everybody laughs when you say you're leaving an impression, I don't know if that's that good of a thing. But I'm going to miss the people. Being on camera is obviously not my thing. You watch the blooper reel. So whoever made that decision, they should probably be fired. Peter Aragon. But So the actual technical stuff, the news reporting, that's all great, and that's been fun. But really, it's the people. The people are what makes this program, and they're what's made my time here so great. So I'm going to miss everybody, not just on the Met Report, but people that were out in the office, the folks in the office, the folks on the ad team, the radio, all of the people in that office were really great. So I'm going to miss everybody that was involved.
We'll miss you. And Aragon.
Yes.
You're a do-it-all kind of guy. You help with interviews, B-roll, putting packages together, and have even done a couple voiceovers for our Spanish show. So tell us, what will you miss most about all your Met Report family?
I'm going to sound like a broken record, but really the people. I came in here a little over 2 years ago, and I really didn't know what to expect. I was actually talking with LeeAnna earlier today, and the first 2 weeks were really weird because I didn't know anybody. I wasn't necessarily shy, because you guys know me, I'm not a shy person, but I just didn't know where my place was. But once that was kind of figured out, it was great. I've met some of the best people I've ever met, some of the most helpful people I've ever met, and I've had the pleasure to work with you all, and I really appreciate it. So.
Well,
we're gonna miss all of you. And like I said, there's one last senior that couldn't be with us today. Jack Bingham, he's basically done everything, news, EMET, sports. He's the guy that you always see wearing the bow tie, so that's what he's known for, really.
And, well, with that being said, please come back and visit us.
Thursdays, preferably.
Yes, so you can help out. You know, we always need extra help. We're going to miss you so very much, and we're going to have a little piece of you in our hearts forever.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, that'll do it for this semester's last edition of the Met Report. For Kevin Hall, all our seniors, and the entire Met Report staff, I'm Karen Vega. Have a great summer.